So I'm actually going to start my planting of my vegetables already. It doesn't matter what the conditions are like outside. This I call my tunnel. Polycarbonate housing. Two reasons why I made it so small is one, I don't block my view, and two, the smaller your area inside, the less passive solar energy you need to keep it warm. And I mean, my soil is absolutely not frozen. In fact, it's not even cold. So I'm going to be prepping it up, getting ready for planting. And this year I just add some compost. Combination of cow and sheep poop. Mix it in with the soil. And once everything's mixed in, I just like to make it neat. I had potatoes here last year and they did very, very good. You shouldn't put a root crop in the same place each year. You should rotate. So this year I'm going to have, I'm not sure what I'm going to have. Probably spinach. It's a surface crop. It'll add nutrients back into the soil. Anything old, leftovers, leave them in the ground. Leave the root system in the ground. Maintain the health of the soil. Very important to maintain the health of the soil. I actually do make my own compost. I got about 6 or 7 cubic meters, but it's not ready yet. Oh, look at this. Let's see what we got here. Oops. Okay. Guess what I'm having for dinner tonight. Again, these are left over from last year. Nothing wrong with them. A little bit small. These ones are supposed to be small. They're a little finger carrots. So if you have a raised bed, let's say you have a raised bed 2 feet high. And again, I didn't want to block off my view. Just build a small little housing. So the top is twin wall polycarbonate panel. This is just two layers of simple construction poly. This has been on here for 7 years now. So it's not exposed to the UV, so there's no deterioration. There's one thing I'm going to note. So I think we're going to have a repeat this year. So last year in the Okanagan, our fruit trees budded. Then shortly afterwards, we had a freeze that killed off all of the stone fruit trees. That's apricots, peaches, cherries, and so on. Now starting tomorrow, it's going to warm up above 0 degrees Celsius. Then in a week, possibly some more freezing weather coming again. So I lost this peach tree. I didn't lose that tree, but no peaches. I lost 2 of my 4 apricots. Apple trees are more cold hardy, so I'm not worried about my apple or pear trees. Back to the tunnel. So I learned about the ultraviolet radiation effects on plants, vegetables and so forth, and soil about 7, 8 years ago. So this setup will absolutely protect your vegetables and maintains the moisture in the soil when you water. So if you have a setup like this, if the outside side of your grow box is insulated, and you have twin wall polycarbonate panels housing, you can grow about 10 months of the year. So that's 10 months of the year you can have your own organic, fresh, free, convenient food. And again, you have to protect it from the elements. Ultraviolet radiation especially will destroy your food. I'll show you a picture later what I mean. So I'm overturning the old soil. Any large root balls I'll get rid of. Keep the rest. I've never had any problems with diseases or anything like that. You know, get rid of this thing. It's not just knowledge, practical experience. You gotta have the time to do it. Doesn't matter. You want your own food, you gotta have the time. Now, if you happen to have a family with OCD and germophobia, you're not gonna get any help. No, sir. No way. No way. All right. It's 32 feet done in exactly 1 hour. So it's half done. Ready to go, man. These lights are not grow lights. They're just so it looks pretty at night. Now, if you're going to design a grow box, a couple of things. Actually, go back to the first one here. I'm not finished it yet. So I put 3 inches of rigid foam board insulation on the outside. Just get the cheapest you can find. And you see the foam there. 3 inches. It'll keep the soil from freezing. And then next, give me a moment here, hang on. Holy crap. So again, twin wall polycarbonate panel. And actually, I do not open these up in the summertime. The purpose of the polycarbonate is to protect it from the ultraviolet radiation. I actually just planted some potatoes here today. I did an experiment at the end of last year, after the summer, in the fall. I planted some. I just used simply store-bought organic potatoes that have not been sprayed with a spud inhibitor, and they worked very good. So I know this is going to work out good. When you're designing something like this, it's very important to have your airflow. So these panels are removable. I just take them out, keep the chicken wire in there for any, you know, deer that wander by. You want your airflow into your grow box. And I take out all the sides, even the back. This is just a construction poly. Then, and again, just keep them closed. Leave a gap if you want for airflow. So folks, doesn't matter what you're growing and where, you have to protect your food, your crops, your vegetables from the ultraviolet radiation, which does affect the not just human DNA, but plant DNA as well. And I will show you an example. And again, I learned this over 7 years ago. So about, 2 or 3 summers ago, I planted potatoes in 3 different areas. One in open pots, fully exposed in the sun. Another area covered in the that burlap sack, so-called shade cloth, you know, the 1/4 inch square openings. And then third, in twin wall polycarbonate panel, 6 mil or about a 1/4 inch. It's like corrugated. This is proven to deflect the radiation. The ones potted in the plant on the pots, full exposure, and the ones in the burlap sack look like this. This is DNA damage. Full exposure and partial exposure. So that burlap sack, shade cloth, does absolutely nothing. I had like 89 plants. I lost almost all of them, except the ones covered in the polycarbonate panels. So just, I know you're going to ask, twin wall polycarbonate panel. Places like Home Depot sell them. You got to be really, really careful. Home Depot's a ripoff. And in some cases, twice as much as other retailers. But anyway, that's DNA damage. It's not just surface level. It goes right down to your root crop. Beets, carrots, potatoes. Nasty, eh? Till my next video.